Singhasari Dynasty, a powerful kingdom from ancient Java. Imagine a time back in the 13th century in what is now East Java, Indonesia. The Singhasari Kingdom, also known as Temapel, was a major force in the region from 1222 to 1292, taking over after the fall of the Kingdom of Kediri. Now, let's talk about the name, Singhasari. It's a combination of the Sanskrit word, sing, meaning lion, and sari, which could mean essence or to sleep in Old Javanese. So, Singhasari can be thought of as the essence of a lion, or even a sleeping lion. Though lions aren't native to Java, their image became symbolic thanks to Hindu-Buddhist influences in the region. The foundation of Singhasari is a story straight out of legend. It was established by Kin Arok, a figure shrouded in folklore. Born to a woman named Kin Indak, with some stories even claiming he was the son of the god Brahma, Kin Arok's rise to power is nothing short of dramatic. Starting off as a servant to a local ruler named Tunggul Amitang, he managed to climb the ranks, eventually becoming the ruler of Java. But his path to the throne wasn't peaceful. Kin Arok murdered Tunggul Amitang to take his place and was later killed by Tunggul Amitang's son, Anusapati, in a revenge-fueled act. The cycle of betrayal didn't end there. Kin Arok's own son, Panji Tohjaya, assassinated Anusapati, but only ruled briefly before being overthrown by his nephews, Rangavuni and Mahisha Chempaka. Under the rule of King Kertanagara, the fifth king of Singhasari, the kingdom expanded significantly. In 1275, Kertanagara launched a naval campaign towards the remnants of the once great Srivijaya Empire, aiming to protect against threats like Ceylon pirates and the Chola Empire from India. This military expedition, known as the Pamaliya Expedition, was not just about defense. It was also part of Kertanagara's ambition to control the vital sea trade routes between China and India, essentially taking over the maritime power once held by Srivijaya. By 1284, Kertanagara's ambitions grew even further. He led a successful military expedition to Bali, bringing the island under Singhasari's control. He also extended his influence to other nearby kingdoms, forging alliances and expanding his territory. But as Singhasari grew stronger, it also became vulnerable, setting the stage for future conflicts that would ultimately change the course of history. And the Singhasari kingdom faced one of its greatest challenges in the late 13th century. At this point, Singhasari had grown into a powerful empire, so much so that it caught the attention of none other than Kublai Khan, the ruler of the mighty Mongol Yuan dynasty in China. Now, Kublai Khan wasn't someone to be ignored. He had already spread his influence across Asia, and he wasn't pleased with the rising power of Singhasari and its ally, Champa. Both of these kingdoms were strong players in the region, and they were becoming increasingly wary of Mongol expansion, especially after witnessing the Mongols' aggressive raids on neighboring states like Bygone in Burma. In 1280, Kublai Khan decided it was time to bring Singhasari into his fold. He sent an emissary to King Kertanagara, demanding submission and tribute. But King Kertanagara wasn't one to bow down easily. He flat out refused. The next year, the Khan tried again, sending another envoy with the same demands. Once again, Kertanagara said no. Finally, in 1289, the Khan sent his last envoy, a man named Menki, to deliver the same ultimatum. This time, Kertanagara didn't just refuse, he took things to another level. In a bold and provocative move, he humiliated Menki in the Singhasari court, scarring his face, with some accounts even saying that Kertanagara himself cut the envoy's ear. As you can imagine, this didn't sit well with Kublai Khan. Furious at the disrespect shown to his envoy, he decided it was time to teach Singhasari a lesson. In late 1200, he sent a massive fleet of 1,000 warships to Java, arriving off the coast of Tuban in early 1203. But as Kublai Khan's forces were on their way, trouble was brewing back home in Singhasari. Kertanagara had spread his troops thin across his vast kingdom, and he didn't realize that a coup was being plotted by Jayakatwang, a vassal king from the old kingdom of Kediri, also known as Deha. Jayakatwang, with the help of Arya Viraja, a regent from the island of Madura, launched a two-pronged attack on Singhasari, striking from both the north and the south. Kertanagara only caught wind of the northern attack and sent his son-in-law, Nararya Sangramajaya, better known as Raden Wijaya, to handle it. Raden Wijaya managed to fend off the northern forces, but the southern attackers, who remained unnoticed, made their way to the capital city, Kudaraja. The city was caught completely off guard and was sacked by Jayakatwang's forces. In the chaos, Kertanagara was killed during a sacred tantra ceremony, marking the end of the Singhasari kingdom. After the fall of Kudaraja, Raden Wijaya tried to defend what was left of Singhasari, but couldn't stand against the betrayal and overwhelming forces of Kediri. Forced into exile, he sought refuge with Arya Viraja, the same regent who had initially supported Jayakatwang. With Arya Viraja's help, Raden Wijaya pretended to submit to Jayakatwang and gained the new ruler's favor. Jayakatwang even allowed him to establish a new settlement in the Tarik forest, north of Mount Arjuna. It was here, among the bitter maja fruits he found in the forest, that Raden Wijaya founded Majapahit, a name that would soon become synonymous with one of the greatest empires in Southeast Asian history. And in early 1283, the Mongol fleet that Kublai Khan had sent to punish Singhasari arrived on the northern coast of Java, near Tuban. They expected to find and conquer Singhasari, but things had changed. Singhasari had already fallen to Jayakatwang of Kediri. Enter Raden Wijaya, who saw an opportunity in this chaotic situation. With the Mongols unaware of the recent events, he decided to use them to his advantage. In March 1293, Raden Wijaya struck an alliance with the Mongols. Together, they launched a campaign against Jayakatwang, who was now the ruler of Deha, the kingdom that had overthrown Singhasari. The battles were fierce. First, the combined forces of Raden Wijaya and the Mongols clashed with Jayakatwang's army at the Kali Mas River, a branch of the Brantas River. The Mongol forces, with their superior military tactics and numbers, overwhelmed Jayakatwang's troops. The final blow came when the Mongols stormed Deha, forcing Jayakatwang to surrender. His reign was cut short as he was executed, ending the Kediri uprising. But Raden Wijaya wasn't done yet. With Jayakatwang out of the way, he turned his attention to the Mongols, who were now potential occupiers. In a clever and decisive move, Raden Wijaya attacked his former allies, catching them off guard. The Mongols, exhausted and unprepared for this betrayal, had no choice but to retreat. By May 31, 1293, the Mongol forces had withdrawn from Java, leaving Raden Wijaya victorious. With his enemies defeated and his position secure, Raden Wijaya took the throne as Kertajasa Jayawardhana on November 12, 1293. This marked the beginning of the Majapahit Empire, which would go on to become one of the most powerful and influential empires in Southeast Asian history.